we're going to be dealing with tasks. In this tutorial, we're going to be dealing with tasks. All right, so what we want to do is figure out how to add tasks, respond to tasks, and so on and so forth. So let's just use this. I'm going to use the NC 2015 Conference Planning Network as an example. Now, we have projects under each network. So each network would have projects. So basically your department, whether it's media department or fellowship planning, would have projects for the year. So let's say 2014 projects would include programming, publications, registration, and so on and so forth. So all these projects would have tasks assigned to them. So let's see. Let's click on program and see what we have here. So when you click on programming, you have all these tasks. Wait. Programming. What's going on? Okay, so here we go. So programming, tasks. So right here you see where it says tasks and programming. So underneath that you have all these tasks that have been assigned there. And now let's say, let me just add a new task, for instance. So matter of fact, let me just create a new project and we just go from scratch. So let's add a project. This is a test run project. So let's say the name of the project is test run. So start a project. Bam. Now under test run, we want to assign some tasks or create some tasks. So let's say task 1. This is just a test run. So this is one task. Now let's add another one. So we have task 2. This is another test run. So now we have 2 tasks assigned here. Now you can assign each task to a person or more than one person. Now you need to understand that unless the person is on your team, or rather on your network, in other words, you've added them to this network, you cannot assign a task to them. So you would have to have the person on your network to be able to do that. So here you click here and it says assign to. So if I assign this to Shawn, for instance, it goes there. I can assign it to someone else. And when you do that, what happens is they receive a notification saying that a task has been assigned to them. Now you can also schedule the task. You put when it is due. So say it's due blah blah blah, let's say the 14th, and if you want to send them a reminder, you tell the software to send a reminder to them, let's say 2 days before, and then you hit save. Now under this task you can add subtasks. So if you want to add a subtask, you just type here, this is a subtask. You can add another one. This is another subtask. Bam. Now every time you add a subtask or a task to it, or you add a note, you can also add notes. You can upload a file. You can upload something from Dropbox if you have an account. You can just type a note for whoever that task is assigned to, or if it's assigned to yourself, you can just put some notes there so it will help you to remember some of the things you need to do. You say, well, this is an example of what happens when you add a note to a task. Bam. And you hit post. And so right here you can have like a social media type of conversation where you just post and all that. And every time something happens underneath a project on a network and is assigned to a person, that person gets notifications when you add anything to it. So if you change the date, they get a notification. If you add a post, they get a notification. If you add a subtask, they get a notification. So they're always kept abreast of things. So that's that about adding tasks. Now, also you can determine the priority. So if it's very high, you put very high, whatever the case may be. But adding priority to a task just allows the person assigned to the task understand how important it is, and I think that's plain to see. Anyway, now let's say you're the one who a task is assigned to. When you receive a task a task is assigned to you, all you need to do is you go there You should get a notification on your phone if you download the app. If not, you get it in your email. I've already created a video on how to deal with notifications and changing your notification settings. So once you get a notification in your email or wherever it is you get your notification, you can just come here, look at the task, you click on it, look at the details, you look, are there subtasks? Are there any notes? Are there any files that I need to attend to? Just go here, look around at what's the priority. Oh, let's see, it's very high. Oh, okay. So this needs to be done urgently. And when is it due? Oh, it's due Friday, March 14. Is there a reminder? Probably. Let's see. Is there a reminder? Let's see. Is there a reminder? Click here, it says reminder 2 days before. Oh, okay, great. So it's going to send me a reminder. So that's that. Now you go ahead and complete the task. If you have any questions about the task, you click right there. You post a note. Please, I have a question. Blah 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 blah. And you type in your question, and whoever assigned a task to you, most likely it's going to be Bethel Campus Fellowship, or you as a department head can assign a task to someone on your team. And when that happens, they will get that. So, they put the question, or you put the question in there. You can just go ahead and start having a conversation underneath that, so that when you go back, that it's just good that, sometimes a phone conversation is good, but sometimes you want certain things to be documented. So that is that. Now, once you're done with a task or once you're done with a subtask, for instance, all you need to do is complete task, boom, and it says completed. Now when you have that cross mark across, when you have that line across the text, it just means that it's completed, and bam, you can come here, bam, it's completed. Now when you complete a task, what happens is, if we assign a task to your department or to you specifically, when you click complete task, we will get a notification saying, that you have completed your task. If you don't complete your task on time, we will get a notification saying this task has not been completed by whoever it was assigned to, your name. So that's that about task. If you have any other questions, please feel free to work around and play around with the software. We're not here to answer all your questions as usual, but we're here to help you as much as we can. So, feel free to call us, ask us any questions, but do also feel free to play around with the software and get yourself used to it. All right, that's all for now. Bye-bye.